Hey folks, this one was asked for. It was after I did the part on the manual tire changer, and I built the attachment for it and everything, and I was asked to actually use it so people could see how easy it really is. Now I'm going to use it on my removing the old race rubber, which is probably the most difficult, more difficult than the low profile radials that are out now. Because it's so stiff. And then I'll put some new race rubber on it, new last year. It was stored over the winter. It's takeoffs from John Brocky's car. So this is race rubber I'm going to be using when I test out the Corvair in August. So let's use it, and I'll go through the whole process. I'll have to cut off the tire and do the whole thing. Okay, camera reset, ready to actually do the work. First thing, gloves. Now what I'll be doing is lubricating the bead, but I just grabbed any sort of cleaner I have. I don't have any dedicated tire snot stuff. Seems to work okay. As far as I've done, I've only removed a couple wheels, couple tires. So let's get the wheel. No, I haven't. I'm going to pull the valve stem out of here and let the air out. So this will be a full start to finish thing. I put all my stuff in a bag and just attach the bag, nothing fancy. So let's see what we got. Is there any air in it? Seems like there is. Obviously the air holds the tire bead onto the wheel. I'll wet it down a little. Whether this does any good or not, I don't know, but in any event, it's wet. And I want to show you what happens if I don't cut it off the wheel. So put the tool, let's move it out a little bit. And it just doesn't give. Too stiff. All right. This is the kind of stuff I went through in the very first time. So what do? All right. I cut it into 3 pieces. Now it's okay because I'm going to throw it away. So let's get the reciprocating saw. So this way. All right, now the beads are broken. So that part of it's done. Now the next part is pull this off. Pull this off. We center the wheel on the changer with the aluminum cone that I bought extra. I'm pretty sure that it would work without the aluminum cone. But the aluminum cone does make it a lot easier. Now I'm going to say again, like I've said before, these tires got to be the most difficult tires to pull off because they're so stiff. But this should not be a big deal now that it's cut into 3 pieces. So we adjust. Then we get a wrench. These bolts don't, these black set screws, whatever, bolts don't have to be super tight. I think in the future I'm gonna weld on some thumb screw type stuff. Okay, it'll move around. Now, what we do, and remember that this is a manual process, not with hydraulics or anything. We get the tire in the drop center on one side, and we pull it up onto the duck head with the tire iron. And if we're lucky, it'll stay. And if not, I'll just go through it again. Now, I think here I will put the lubrication on it. All right, that part's off. No, well, I wonder. No, I'm going to use the nicer one, the shinier one. And I go through. This might slip off. And because I'm using the duck head, the metal is not touching. There. Now we're good. The metal isn't touching. Nothing metal is touching the wheel. Okay. So that's off. Next step, I'll clean this up and then we'll get a tire mounted. Okay, now to put a tire on. I got to say, I tried one. It was a real pain. I made some mods to the changer. Simple mods. I actually got 2 of these, which hold the bead down into the drop center. So they clip into the tire real easily, Amazon. Another was that this tubing, the tubing that runs down to the duck foot was too thin. It was something I had in my scrap, so I machined out a piece of pipe to go inside, drove it inside, so it's nice and sturdy now. It holds it in one place. Another thing is, I don't know if you can see it. Let me take this off. I had originally a collar, or it's a pipe clamp on the bottom to keep the arm in a certain level, and it was riding up, so I put another one on the top. So simple mods. It still turns just fine. Hopefully this one goes well. I did get the other one mounted. It was a real pain, but I did get it mounted. It was actually, I'd say it was a little pain. So this is another try. Let's lube everything up. Again, this is just dish soap. I didn't buy the tire lube stuff. We'll see how this works. Shove it down. Remember, this is, since it's a bias, like old school stiff race tire, so stiff that if it doesn't have air, you have a hard time even noticing that it's flat. This is what I would consider the worst example of trying to mount something. But this is exactly why I got it, so that to save money. I know how to do it myself too. So let's try this. It may spin the tire around. I have a ratchet strap to hold it in one place if I have to. But let's see what happens. I don't know. Obviously, getting the first bead in there is easy. That's the easy part. The hard part is the other bead, the top bead. So, get in place. I'm gonna rearrange stuff here. I'm gonna readjust this. Get shifted around. Is this still in place? Yep, still in place. I'm playing around with these adjustments. I'm liking how it works pretty much, but I'm still playing around with the adjustments. So we'll see. Obviously, the trade-off is equity, sweat equity, versus just spending money trying to do this a DIY thing. So like all other DIY things, it sometimes is a pain. So the I don't know what they call it, drop center, the foot thing. So we got the tire. We get the tire underneath the lean edge of the duck head. And then we work around. But then the right place doesn't work. So I get it in place. And there we go. That's good. Tight it down. You hold them. into the rim. Make sure it doesn't slip out. What was happening before was slipping out because of the so I'm trying to do now with my own fabrication, trying to figure out how many it is to possible. The limb by and definitely the power ones. And we'll use those a couple times. Are so sturdy, they never flex. So what I'm doing right now is flexing. Okay. So let's see how we get this. The trick is going to be to get this down in the drop center. And it makes a difference in difficulty, whether it's on the 8-inch rims or the 7-inch. And these are, I think, yeah, this is the 7-inch. 7 inches are 7-inch ones are on the front, and the 8-inch on the back, and they have a different drop center, and that makes a difference. So what I'm expecting is to go through it once, it'll slip off, I'll readjust it, and I'll try it again. That's just what I would consider normal. And something that I'm not really sure about is using the tire iron to help get it down. And it seems to help. And it doesn't, mess up the rim. Okay, putting the other one over here to help. Getting a little more lube in there. Because what I want is the tire to drop into the drop center. Let's see, is it going in? Pretty much. Yep. And it is muscle intensive. And I think it is going in. I'll slide these things around here a little bit. And there you have it. Tires mounted. I'm out of breath. Hey, I'm old. Tires mounted. I'll use it. Well, I may as well do this right now. I use the tire iron to loosen up the bead from the area where the holders are. Pull that out. This, I will loosen this up. And if you're younger and in better shape, you won't be as out of breath as I am. You get this out. And there you have it. It did get easier. I mean, it's really not a big deal. So I think it's pretty easy. I'm going to balance these on a bubble balancer, the typical old style bubble balancer that I've gotten to be more free, more, you know, more, have more give in it. Realistically, I was talking with John Brackey the other day, and we were talking about how we've lost wheel weights during races and never noticed the difference. So does balancing help? I'm sure it does. How much? I'm not sure. I'm always going to do it. Balancing in everything is always going to make things smoother. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.